Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to work on the neverpie.com website some more. We've only done one video so far, and in that video we had Grok create a website. I did give it a few images, like this image here, and I gave it some instructions, and I asked Grok to create a sample. I gave it this header image here too. That's probably not going to be the permanent image, but I just had to put something up. But I got Grok to just make a sample index.php page, and I gave it instructions on kind of how the look and feel and some colors, and I asked it to create 10 different versions. And what it did, and it made a drop down like I asked it to, but what it did, this is the first version, by the way, and this is actually the one that I like the best so far. But all it did really is it pretty much, like, you'll have to ignore this background grid thing that's going on, because I did that just on this CSS file at that point. But all it really did was just change the colors on the other CSS files, the other style sheets or whatever. So what I decided to do today, because I do want to go ahead and choose one and then drill down and really refine it. So I do want a little more exposure first, and this is not going to be the final styling, but I do want a little more exposure first to some different styles. Some different options. So what I did was I pasted the index.php, and I do have this as an SSH session with the Raspberry Pi 400. This is an SFTP session with that same server, and these are all the files currently in the directory. It's a big mess because there's no folders. There's all these CSS files. All of this is pretty much going to get wiped out pretty soon. But I did go ahead and give Grok just now index.php. I gave it CSS1. I gave it, what else did I give it? Oh, I gave it the header and the footer. And I think maybe functions. And then I asked Grok to give me 10 more. Go down to the bottom of this prompt. Can you rewrite this code to show me some different layouts and designs? Keep CSS1 as is, but I want CSS2 through 10 to be vastly different from each other. So not just color change. Show me some 2 and 3 columns designs. Go really wacky with some designs. Try moving things around, etc. You can mess with colors, glow effect, etc. Don't forget you have functions.php to use to store functions if you come up with something cool. And then this is the fun part right here. As a surprise, make CSS 10 super duper fancy for fun. I would like all code to be complete and in code blocks. And it went ahead and made all the files, including a functions file, index, like everything. I don't think it messed with the header file or anything. So that's not going to change. So now all we need to do is download all these files or copy these files and get them up on the server. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what Grok did once I gave, told it to be more bold and more creative and get out of bounds a little bit. But one thing I did notice is that was kind of interesting, because on these you can choose to download, and I need to figure out like why it's doing this. But I did notice whenever I download a PHP file, and I've done it a bunch of times here, it saves it as a text file every time. So I kind of want to figure out what's going on with that. But I did notice whenever I download the CSS files, as I'll show you here, they download, you can see it right here, they download as CSS files. So that's fine. So, and the only reason I was kind of thinking about that, I'll go ahead and delete this for now. The only reason I was kind of thinking about that is because I was like, man, it'd be a lot easier if I just download the files and then re-upload them. because then it's just a drag and drop kind of thing. But with the PHP files, at least as of right now, I have to go ahead and copy, paste, save. So I'm going to do that with functions, copy. And there was nothing in this file before. Okay, and then I think all we have after that are all the CSS files. So now I'm just going to go ahead and download each one of these. And I think I should be able to just drag them all, I think. We'll see. But that'll make this a lot faster. I cannot wait to see what Grok did with these designs. I think we're going to see some really ugly stuff, but I'm hoping we'll see some ideas that maybe I want to use. I'm not going to go too in depth into this. I just wanted to get a little more exposure. So all we should have to do now is just go to Downloads folder, grab all the CSS files, drag them in, and I think it's going to ask me if I want to rewrite. Overwrite. Okay, continue. I saw the files get a little bigger. It's funny, anytime you update a file with Grok, the file always gets bigger. It never gets smaller. Okay, so yeah, I should be able to hit, well, if I hit refresh now, I would expect this to stay the same unless it screwed something up in the index file. Let's find out. I'm a little nervous. Okay, this looks pretty much, oh, yeah, it looks pretty much the same. I did want to address this at some point, this robot image, that I don't know if it did that on purpose. I would think not, because look, it's got the caption right here. That looks really bad. But yeah, this looks the same still. Let's check out CSS2. Okay, it went with I think it moved to a 2-column thing. Okay, it did like big columns here on this side and did smaller columns here. And it did welcome to NeverPie right here. I think once I get drill down to what I want to, I don't mind this though. I mean, that basically just lets me know what the other one would look like with a sidebar. All right, let's see a 3. I hate this. I hate this text. It makes it look terrible. All right, let's see what else. CSS4. What's so different here? Anything? Let's see what the pop-up. Pop-up looks the same. Oh, look, it's doing something up here on this one. It's bigger. You can't read these. All right, I haven't seen anything really knocking my socks off yet. I mean, this looks a lot like the original, I think. Well, you know what? I'll compare this. Let me compare this. Okay, 6 and 1. It looks like the same thing. Do I have to reload it or something? Because 6 and 1, where's the difference? I don't think there is a difference. All right. 7. 7, the images are broken? Why? Oh, I just hit a refresh. Oh, when I reload, it goes to CSS1. Okay, missing images. Not missing images here though. Huh, that's weird. Still not wrapping the text. I'm going to fix that once we pick out. I mean, these are still really boring. I don't love... I mean, it looks fine, I guess. I do like the thicker... What do y'all think about this thicker border here? I like that. Okay. Yeah, I want the thicker... I think I want that thicker border. Okay. So that's from CSS 8. Thicker border. All right. So I'm gonna jot down a few notes of things. I kind of like how it has this smaller image Something else I might add later is maybe something that you click on to expand, like a thing to let you know you want to see a bigger, and then it opens up as a pop-up image. But I need some way to let the user know that it exists. So pop-up image viewer. Okay, I just made a note of that. Okay. All right, this one had some cool stuff in it, I guess. All right, let's look at 9. Whoa. Whoa, what is this? What is this shit? Look, the whole screen is pulsing. Oh my god. What did you do, Grok? 10 is supposed to be the wild one. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at this. This is wild. Okay, Grok, you did a good job. You did a good job. I asked you to go over the top on some of these. Look at this. This is nuts. And look at this background. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Okay, Grok. All right, Grok. This is just completely idiotic. I love it. I love it a lot. Ooh, I really like the glow effect from 9. Okay, I'm going to try and pick just something it did on some of these versions. Glow effect from 9. Okay. I'm not picking up this spinning. This is awesome. Good job, Grok. Way to go. Okay, I had to step away and make a short about this real quick, because, I mean, this is wild. Above and beyond, that's what I wanted, though. I wanted Grok to fire away. Now let's look at 10. I don't hate a lot of this. I don't hate a lot of this. I really don't. I don't. The shifting background, that just can't happen. I don't like this big blank space here. Obviously, that's not gonna cut it. But also, this isn't necessary. This welcome to Never Pie. I don't know why that's there. But yeah, I kind of like this. I kind of like the 3-column thing. I almost wonder. I wonder if I could go, and this is something we can figure out later anyways, but I almost wonder if I could go like maybe, and I even thought about taking this header stuff and just making like a header block that is just like a table right here instead. And just instead of giving it the whole top of the page, just give it like one corner and then start the content right here. But yeah, I like this one. I think I'm going to tell, I don't know, what is different between these two? I really like the animation up here. Maybe not that animation. What did they use for a background? It's a little different. Is that a different color? It kind of is, huh? I think I kind of like the color. I like the color of these tables better. I do. And okay, so I want to keep. I'm making a list of things I want to keep. Okay, this is a little while later. I actually came in and picked out I picked out number 10 actually, and I tried a 2-column design. I went ahead and cleaned up. I had Grok clean up the file system. As you can see over here, we added a bunch of folders. I told it exactly how I wanted everything to be laid out. So basically we're going to have, we have index.php here. That's the main file for the site, of course. And then we have an admin section. I told Grok I wanted all the admin files in this folder here. Because these are going to all be behind a password. And then, let's see, we have includes. And one of the other things I was kind of thinking about doing, if we look at our CSS file here, it is starting to get a little bit, I got a bunch of windows open here. It is starting to get a little bit out of control, and we still have a ways to go. So one thing I might do on one of these future edits, let me see, do they put, trying to see if they put any kind of functions in here or anything. No, it looks like it, no. I think this file is just going to be kind of big. So the reason I'm looking at this is whenever I do get Grok to do something else with the site, I want to be able to pass it just a couple of files and have it kind of get what we're doing here. So whenever I get it to make new files, for the most part, it'll depend on what kind of file I'm talking about. But for the most part, I want to be able to just send it index.php and that CSS file, and then ask it for whatever I want to do. Now, if I'm going to be working on a specific page, like the admin dashboard or something, I'll have to pass it that too. But yeah, where are we going next with this? So this is all a bunch of generated content that Grok just made up just so I could kind of see what it looks like. And I do kind of like it. And I did make a few changes, like the pop-up was kind of glitching out a little bit. So now we have it, you can see, kind of ghost out the website. What was happening before, if you open this pop-up window, which I just think, I think it looks awesome. I think that looks amazing. But if I would, because we had, like, I'll show y'all. Well, no, they're not doing it now. But before we had like an animation where if you would mouse over one of these tables, the table would kind of zoom in just a tad. And that behavior, if I would open up this little pop-up window, it would be fine. But then if I open it up and my mouse is sitting over a table, the whole screen would start glitching. So I had a few little things to work out like that. And there's still some things to fix about the site. Like, I don't like the way these links look. And I'm still thinking about redoing this image here and just moving it to one of the columns. And I'm also thinking I'm going to have, like, I don't mind the 2-column design, but I'm thinking I ought to have like one column like that's bigger, that goes out to about like this wide, and have the other column be like this wide, something like that. Or maybe I might go like this and this. Maybe have like a large and a medium size table. I don't want to make them like really skinny, like menu type tables, but I do want to have one side that's bigger than the other, and it can go back and forth as long as it can kind of balance out the screen. But I do think that the next thing we need to do probably is we need to work on the blog. And I don't think, this is just a placeholder for the blog here. So I'm trying to think of how I want to do this, because whenever I do add new blogs, they're going to be written by Grok. And I'm going to tell Grok exactly how to write it. And I think the way I want to do it is I want to have a tool in the admin section where I take the article that Grok wrote and I just upload it via a screen in the admin section. And then it shows up in the blog section here. Although we're probably going to have a blog management page in the admin section. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I think I'm going to do. That's what we're going to work on next. But that is going to be in the next video. How are y'all thinking? Oh, also those links actually do not work sometimes, depending on where you're at. Oh, also the logo isn't working. I'm gonna have to go now. If I'm on the main page, everything works fine. Let's see. As soon as I go to blog, it just didn't build this page out all the way. Tools is the same way. So next time I might make some kind of tool that I want to make public too. I'm not sure. But that's going to be it for this one. I hope y'all are enjoying this series, and I will see y'all again very soon for the next update. Bye, y'all.